know, I kind of, to a certain extent, feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like it's the last day of school. You know, you get that feeling, like with the event coming up this weekend, I'm looking forward to going there, where you're just like so excited you're thinking about it, but it's distracting you from everything else you should be thinking of.
Yeah.
That's what I think is happening to us, man.
But these are finals. You got to concentrate, all right?
That's right. That's right. We got to concentrate. I have to, you know, cram so I don't bomb my Spanish final. Oh, I'm having nightmares. All right, never mind about that. Here we go. 12 o'clock position on this map, Metropolis. We have our purple Zerg player from Karont3 Esports Club, the brother of Lucifron. It is Vortex. And down at the bottom of the map in the green from the team Empire, all killing last week. 2 kills already today. He's won 7 games in a row. Can he make it his 8th? It is Empire.Beastyqt.
All right. Well, Beastyqt certainly on a roll once again. Vortex, like we mentioned, though, a very, very strong Zerg player, a guy who can play a little bit out of the ordinary, but just has super strong mechanics. I mean, every time he's been in this tournament, he's just shown up in such a big way, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do here. He certainly has his work cut out for him, though. Beastyqt's good, man.
Yep, absolutely. I'm sure we're going to see a hatch first for the opening of Beastyqt, probably going for something a little bit more macro-oriented as usual. But I have a question for you.
Yes. What is that, Doa?
When you were in like high school and college, were you more of a cram style student, where you kind of left things to the last minute, or did you study like a good student should?
I was a no-study student because public school is a joke. No, I'm joking.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm actually don't believe that. I actually really believe in the public school system.
Sure you do.
It just came to mind there.
Sure you do.
No,
just came to mind.
Trust me, like the fact that I just said that, my like ridiculously liberal insides are like, why? Why did you just say?
You're gonna have to hand in your liberal card, man.
I think I am. I have to turn it in now.
That's
no,
right.
you're
made on compostable, recycled cardboard liberal card. It's probably gonna like fall apart in your pocket anyway, man.
Yeah, I'm like all social justice and things like that, but I still believe in nuclear power. So like most of the liberals are just like, I don't get you.
I believe in nuclear justice.
Yes, all of the nukes.
The two. That's right.
I want to mention real quick before I tell you about my high school career, we did actually have Command Center first, and it was followed up by Barracks and Gas now for Beastyqt. So nothing too out of the ordinary. Vortex, on the other hand, that looks like he is going to opt for that 4-queen style, as he does have no gas at this point. We'll see if he opts for it here very, very soon, but it looks like he's going to get a bunch of queens at the beginning of this game. Love that style.
Yeah.
No, but in high school, definitely cram. So,
okay.
100%. So, I'm proud to say I graduated 6th in my graduating class and didn't study more than 2 or 3 days in advance for any of my tests.
Nice. I like that bunker placement by Beastyqt there.
Yes.
For me, I was in high school. I didn't really have a lot of homework, so I didn't really need to worry about cramming because I just was able to get it done all right away anyway. I spent most of my study halls sneaking out and skateboarding downtown.
Oh, nice.
It's actually what I did for most of high school. And in college, I totally crammed all the time and spent a lot of my time on my art classes, actually, more than anything.
So my wife and I went to the same college, right?
Oh,
we actually had a history class together, and she studied for a week and a half before the test. I studied the night before and did 5 points better than her, and it is she still goes back to it.
I bet you told her too right away, didn't you?
We were handed our tests and we sat next to each other. We compared. She still holds that over my head to this day. So she graduated with a way better GPA than me, but still
terrible
funny.
Person.
Yeah.
You are.
She was one of those ridiculous 4.0 GPA people. So.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
So, Reactored Hellion's coming up for Beastyqt now, so he did follow this up after the Command Center first, and we may see a quick third out of him pretty soon as well. Depends on if he wants to offer those Banshees right away or waits on those for a little bit. And indeed, that third is popping out now over towards the left-hand side. Vortex, though, deciding to double gas after the 4 queens are out.
You put so much emphasis on the word indeed there. You're like, indeed.
Indeed.
It's like you've been watching a lot of Top Gear, haven't you?
Yes.
A little bit of...
and on that bombshell...
Jeremy
Clarkson?
Jeremy Clarkson, yeah, a little bit of that coming through there.
Oh, you don't mess with my best show, with the best show ever.
Oh, I won't. It's a great
by
show.
Men. Yeah, it is a great show.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Beastyqt is going for that really fast third command center and adding on some more barracks.
Right.
I really, really like this style of play that Terrans have been starting to do a lot. Just going very, very, very marine heavy, the quote-unquote SC style, so to speak. A lot of players are still throwing that Reactored Hellion in there as well, just to kind of get out there and get some map presence. But honestly, I don't know if you really need that so much anymore. I feel like if you're going to go Hellions, you should go Banshee along with it to really kind of do some early damage to Zerg. I feel like if you're going to be going for Marine tank and going for that heavy Marine SC style, you know, why not just go really huge barracks, power it out, and get like big groups of Marines running around the map.
This is very cute out of Vortex. Double evolution chamber right up at the front, making sure that's a very small passageway. And looks like he is going to go ahead and cancel his active creep tumors there and just send it back home. Oh, one actually is about ready to finish.
Yeah, that's right. So lair on the way as well. A little bit of an early lair, but not, you know, that much to really kind of take note of here. Looks like it is, yeah, I think it's about time to get that wall started at the front. BCQD definitely wanting to stay a little bit safe here. He's putting down a starport as well. And a Baneling nest coming up for Vortex, as well as a lot of Zerglings. So we may see the Mutiling style yet again. It could also be, you know, Infestors obviously with that as well, but it is going to be Spire after all. Okay, so yeah. I do feel like Spire is pretty good on this map. I kind of go back and forth on this map, honestly, whether or not I like Infestor or Muta more. I'm kind of leaning towards Muta more at this point, but it really kind of all depends on how they're used. I really feel like Mutas are kind of a fragile way to go right now as a Zerg player. You can't rely on them. Mules are, or not mules, Mutalisks right now in Zerg versus really anything are more of a means to an end rather than an end of themselves in, you know, in that you're going to try to kill someone with Mutas. Nice surround with those Zerglings. Oh, but the Hellions barely slipping away. Two of them going down. Looks like he might get a third as well. Ooh, no. Yeah. Nice little micro move by BCQD saving that one.
Can't get too far behind them there. Going to try and capture him again. Whoops. And does manage to pick off one more. Another one very low in health. Now, we've discussed this a little bit before, you and I, where a lot of Zerg players, because of you were talking about the prevalence of more Marines, later tanks, things like that, where we see that Mutiling Baneling, but it's heavy, heavy, heavy Banelings. Very Lucira-esque. Make like 60 or 70 Banelings at a time towards the late game and just try and overwhelm your opponents. Hyun has been doing that really well lately.
Yep, and speaking of Lucira, he was actually knocked out of the GSL completely last night.
I know.
I believe it was Hack, I think he was playing against.
I think so.
I haven't seen the games yet, but I looked at the result. But yeah, so not getting knocked out in TVZ. I'd be curious to kind of see those games. But like you said, that really heavy Baneling style has been getting more popular again just because of that prevalence of bio and the lack of tanks. It works pretty well generally, but you need to be very careful, a lot more careful than that Zergling was. You didn't even notice that the Marauder was shooting him. You have to be more careful than that. But if you control your Banelings well, try to walk them past that front line of Marauders, you can generally do pretty well with that sort of attack.
And there are a fair number of Mutalisks out on the field, 8 of them as a matter of fact, so they're going to move around, harass a bit. We do have Baneling speed on the way along with the 4th base from Vortex, so moving up to that very, very heavy macro tier 2
look at
stage.
This.
Oh, and it looks like Vortex going to be able to get a very nice little attack here with these Zerglings, running in with the Mutalisks at the same time into the main, not getting a ton of damage done there, but pulling some units out of position and completely denies the 3rd base.
Oh man, yeah, he shut that 3rd base down hard. He did a ton of damage, killed nearly every SCV. Now he's in the natural expansion. You know what though, BCQD is just going for it. He thinks he's got enough at home to eventually push this back, and he's going to try to do some damage to Vortex right here, going for that 3rd base.
And it looks like Vortex is actually pulling back. Oh, loses one Muta right away.
Yeah.
Another one gets transfused up. Pretty good control there out of Vortex. Wow. And looks like a few workers are going to go down of his own.
Yep, and he's trying to kill off the drones. Oh, man, he's going to get a lot of worker kills here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez, the humanity. This attack is going to be cleaned up, but man, he did a lot of damage, and he still has his 3rd command center. Look at that, killing so many Zerglings.
All right, so BCQD really turning that on its head.
That went pretty well.
37 workers killed in this game so far. As we can see, it's 57 SCVs to 46 drones now in favor of BCQD.
Yeah, that went okay. That was perfectly fine for BCQD to lose those units, take some damage at his 3rd. He knew that he could do enough return damage to make it worth it. So good decision making by BeastyQt. He's going to continue to get upgrades, it looks like. And now there is an infestation bit on the way for Vortex. So he's going to go ahead and go after that Infestor Ling play, switching over eventually to probably Greater Spire. But what we're going to see BCQD do now, if he's kind of fitting the normal style these days, is just really, really make a ton of medevacs. If you have a lot of medevacs, the fungal growth doesn't end up being quite as scary as it normally would be. You still have to worry about Banelings a little bit, but the damage from the fungal itself isn't going to kill your army.
we're seeing the true power of a small amount of mutas as well, because Vortex knew he's been doing nothing but droning up. Don't forget, he was on 47 workers like a minute ago, and now he's going to be on 78, 82 actually here in just a second. He knows, though, because just having that token force and mutas out on the field is going to pin his opponent in, and BCQT can't move out after losing that big army with all that anti-air built inside. So now he is actually moving up, as we see BCQT moving towards a bio build. Marauders being thrown in now.
Yep.
He is able to just drone up like mad and has retaken the macro advantage.
Yeah, the tough part for Vortex a little bit is that he had to use a lot of larva on drones and things like that at a time where he would want to be making a lot of units to stay safe. And he's also going to be a little bit behind in the amount of Broodlords that he's going to have too, just because, again, of that period of time where he was lacking workers. So the nice thing is that he's going to be able to continue to take a lot of bases. He's going to catch up, but BCQT is also going to have plenty of time to get ready for this later stage of the game. So this is going to be interesting because both players really are ending up with the time that they kind of require here.
And let's go ahead and take a look at things. Fourth base coming up now for BCQT. Hive Tech just finishing up for Vortex. Both these guys chugging ahead towards very, very high tech. But BCQT, man, just powering ahead with that bio build. And with the lack of splash damage, we talked about it before. That's where those banelings can really come in handy.
Oh, you called him BCQT, man. That's just adorable.
BCQT, man.
I know it was supposed to be BCQT, comma man, but it sounded like you just called him BCQT, man.
It's the BCQT, man. You don't even know.
Well, he's pulling back right now. Yep. Able to kill a couple lings, but that is about it. Cancel caused on that fifth base for Vortex.
Yeah, good job there.
And it looks like, oh, the medevac somehow escaping there.
It's charging the infestors to not great effect. But with that being said, Ultralisk Karont has almost finished up a ton of resources banked, so we can drop down a lot of Ultras.
Yeah, and that's going to be cool because since he already has a Spire, he can switch into Broodlords, that much easier. And this is a pretty good map for Ultralisks too. So I actually like that Vortex didn't just straight up go for Broodlords. We'll have to see how well it works out. Either way, that drop obviously taken out by the mutas.
Really good control there, Vortex pulling away that hurt muta in the middle of the engagement there. 82 drones to 65 SCVs. That's about where we're going to sit the rest of the game if all goes well, until one player starts really getting a macro advantage.
Wow, look at this. Thor's being forced actually by Vortex. BCQT making one of those. It'll do okay against Ultralisks if it come to it.
Yeah, going over to pure Thor Hellion is all he's making at the moment now. So he's obviously still getting his bio upgrades and will be able to support those eventually. This is almost becoming a Marine King Prime style composition.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what it is. If he does continue to make Thors, he's going to have a very similar composition that we saw Marine King kind of playing around with a little bit. It never really seemed to kind of catch on in a big way for him. He did it for a little while and then switched away, but BCQT bringing it back. Now the thing is Vortex is making his greater spire right now. Oh, and he's attacking. Here we go. Will he get the fungals he needs?
Oh, and the Hellions were actually at the back, so they're not buffering any damage. They're not going through the Zerglings, and that lets Vortex get a really, really nice engagement.
Yeah, huge hit. That army was just absolutely crushed. BCQT down to 130 supply, 70 supply lower than his opponent, and Vortex looks like he may be just trying to go in for the win right here.
Will BCQT's reign of terror actually end? For once, he's won 7 games in a row in IPL Team Arena Challenge. So,
yep, here we go. BCQT having to defend. His units are very clumped up right now, but no fungal growth yet. Banelings making it between the Overlords. Nice positioning by BCQT. Oh, but the Banelings do connect, and that is going to be, I think, a little bit too much damage for our Terran player to handle.
Yeah, it looks like BCQT is actually going to go down in a set, and the last of his units being cleaned up. Now it's a 100 supply deficit. Thor is here, but running away.
Yep,
not really going to be able to get anything done.
Thor's out of here.
Yeah.
That's right. About 100 supply lead right now for our Zerg player, Vortex, taking out Empire.Beastyqt. Here he comes up the ramp right now. Not a lot that BCQT can really do to defend against this. Trying to mass repair that Thor, but it does not work.
No, unfortunately not. BCQT does have enough forces, though, to push away Vortex for now, but one command center has gone down. This planetary would fall pretty easily to Mutalisks if Vortex kept his units right outside of it.
Oh, and here we go. A little bit of Zergling reinforcements, and that is a pretty small army. The last stand of our Terran player.
Yeah, and there's the fungal we were looking for before. There's GG, and BCQT has finally lost. Vortex taking him out.
Not bad. Good play from Vortex there.